Hey guys, welcome to Khong Driving. Today is the launch of this lovely car and I wish they didn't come in blue. I'm a sucker for blue. Well, anyway, this is a D/E segment 5-seater SUV. It's powered by a 3-liter turbocharged V6 engine that delivers 340 horsepower and 450 Newton meters of torque. It's really high spec. It comes with air suspension and an 8-speed automatic gearbox with all-wheel drive. This is a large vehicle, and so who do you think will be the likely buyers and which will be the brands and models that will be a competitor to this vehicle? Let us know in the comments below. In terms of looks, the Touareg is very Volkswagen, as you can see from the big VW logo in the front, but we can see where it has evolved to be more trendy and up to date. These are IQ Matrix HD lights and they turn on and off according to requirement so as not to dazzle the oncoming cars. Then you have a very upright grille which gives the car a very macho or masculine stance, and of course there's the R line, which means the trim inside is R line standard, which is higher than standard. And down here you have a lower bumper with the kind of like wavy pattern in the bottom, and right here these are real vents that work, and these look like they are either the oil cooler or the transmission oil cooler. The intercooler is down at the bottom here, which you can't see, but they are there. So this front, to me, looks very mature. So you can guess what type of people will be buying this vehicle. Okay, so moving to the sides, you get 20-inch wheels, and these are huge ventilated discs, and this caliper is a fixed 6-spot caliper. So I suppose this car will have great stopping power. You get a double wishbone suspension, and you can see lots of aluminum parts for lightweight and reduced unsprung weight, and this is air suspension. So the height of this car can go up and down plus or minus 40 mm, and as a result you have a very good wading depth of 550 mm. So that's quite good, yeah? 550 mm would be around here, roughly, and so you can go through floods with less worries. So along the side, you see the R line, and in terms of size, it's actually very big. Overall length, 4902 mm. Overall width, 1984 mm, so it's almost 2 meters wide, and the height, 1686. So it is taller than I am. I bet you can't guess my height. Yeah. And wheelbase 2894 belongs to the D/E segment. So this is quite a huge car. So at the back, you have another set of ventilated discs, and this is a multi-link suspension and a floating caliper. And at the back, there's a new highlight. Look at this, a lighted logo. So nobody will mistake this for any other car, and I like it. It's in red, and there's this light that goes through from left to right. In fact, at the front, there's also another light that goes through, but it's in white color. This one in red looks good, and this accentuates the rear light. So at night, this car is going to look really good. So at the bottom you have twin exhaust and also a little diffuser-like thing that breaks up the monotony of the rear end. Okay, we have an electrical boot. I'm not sure if there's a kick function because we don't have the key, so we can't test it. And important to note, you see this tonneau cover, it goes up as the door goes up, and you can also bring it down if you wish to. Okay, but it's a very convenient thing. Only thing is you cannot release it if you want to, so it has to come with the door opening. So I'm going to open the door again. So you see, as the door opens, the tonneau cover goes up, and once you pull it down, you're going to bring it up again. So the boot itself is big and is very deep, so you can put 3 or 4 golf bags sideways or transverse if your bag is too big. And down inside here, you have a space saver spare tire, and it's deflated, so there is also the pump there for you to pump it up. And this one looks like the speaker, the bass. And what is this? Oh, haha. Ha, look at that. Very thoughtful. Volkswagen has always been very thoughtful, and they even have things like a tapao hook. There's one here and one here. So very seldom do you see Continental cars with tapao hook. So this is very, very good. And over here you have a 12 volt socket. So you can do your picnic stuff here. So this one lowers the suspension, and this one raises it. So it moves up very, very slowly. Yeah? And down here, we have the lever to open up the seat, the split seat. So we're not going to do it because there are some people inside there, but all you got to do is pull this lever, and this side will go down, and you pull this side, and that side will go down. So it's it looks like a 40, 20, 40 split. Good. We have a strut here, air strut, and this looks like aluminum. So you can say that Volkswagen also tried to save weight, yeah. And this is a V6. It's a V and 3 liter with a single turbocharger in the center. And here I want you to take a look at the frame. This is the new body nomenclature. The main strength of the body is on the inside of the vehicle. All the strength is here, and all these claddings or the skin, outer skin, don't actually have any strength. So this new type of construction actually gives you a very, very rigid body, and therefore the handling of this Touareg will be much better than the older versions. So this is the wonderful part about automotive building with this new type of body structure. Looking inside the car, let's start with the driver's seat and passenger seat. They are both electrically controlled. I believe the driver gets a bit more adjustment than the co-driver. And the seats themselves look like they are leather, and they are semi-buckets with headrest and stitching with the R-Line logo. So everything looks nice, and let's get in. Okay, getting in and out is easy. I can clear my head. So let's sit inside the car, and there we go. Okay, so we have actually 2 screens, but they're put together into what looks like almost one screen. We have a 12.3 inch on the right hand side for the driver, which gives you digital rev counter and your speedometer, plus some driving information in the center. And for the infotainment, you have a 15-inch screen. They're actually 2 screens, but they look like they blend together as one. You get a very good leather-wrapped steering, paddle shifters, steering controls, and of course with the R-Line logo. Dashboard is nice, leather covered with stitching, and also piano black for the aircon louvers. So the driver gets here and here, and the co-driver gets 2 on the left hand side. So the height is quite good, and you get speakers or tweeters on the pillars. You get a nice center console, also leather wrapped with the same stitching. And over here looks like, yes, there's a phone charger. Yes, it's wireless, I think, but I can't see because it's very dark. Yeah. And over here you have your electronic parking brake, auto hold, traction control off. Engine start stop is here. So this is the on-off switch. On-off for the screen is up here. So it's very good if you want to drive with not so much glare, you can turn off the screen. And here is the interesting bit. You have suspension down and suspension up, so you can also do synchronized, I think so. Up, what you call it, comes down flat. Okay, so you can have this is the rear down, so this down and this up. Yeah. Okay, so this is the suspension up and down switch, and over here you have terrain mode. You can switch your car to different terrains. So all in all, I think driving this vehicle is going to be quite fun. You can set your seat to your memory, and the interior is very nice, like a aeroplane cockpit, and you can adjust the height of the seat to whatever you want. So in terms of safety, let me just rattle off the list, okay? The first unique thing about this is this car has got night vision. Now, some of the other car makers have come out with night vision, but I think over the years they have kind of like forgotten all about it. But I tell you, it's very good for Malaysia. If you're driving on the B roads and you come across animals especially, this one is good for 130 meters distance in the front, and it uses a thermal detector. So it detects the temperature of the animal, which is higher than the normal temperature. And 130 meters is quite a long distance, about 400 feet. And at 100 kilometers per hour, your speed, I checked just now, is 27.7 meters per second. So with 130 meters, you have 4.6 seconds to react, which is enough time for you to react if you're going at 100 kilometers per hour. At 200 kilometers per hour, you only have 2.3 seconds. And of course, you're not supposed to drive in the dark at 200 kilometers per hour, So using 100 kilometers is a good base. It gives you 4.6 seconds. Okay, so along with that, you have adaptive cruise control with stop and go. You also have a 360 cam that allows you to see all around the car. Autonomous emergency braking, or AEB. Post-collision braking, in case you have a collision, the car will automatically brake to stop you, And it also has your lane assist and lane keep, and also park assist. Besides that, you also have rear cross traffic alert and driver attention. In case you feel drowsy, it will tell you to stop. And finally, there is also the tire pressure monitor. So this car comes with full safety features, and so all we need to know is see how the back seat looks like. Okay, so this seat is down, and this happens from the back when you pull that switch I showed you earlier, and this brings the seat down. And to put it up, there's a little lever down here. You can put it up, and so actually this seat has got a few positions. This is very straight, which nobody will use. Then you have this, and then you have this, and you have this. So there are about 3 or 4 positions for you to adjust the backrest. And let's get into the car. Plenty of leg room. Almost 2 fists of headroom for me. Leg room is good. And this seat is actually a little bit further back than my usual position, but there is still plenty of room. The center rest here allows you to be comfortable, and you can actually sit 5 people because the center part is quite wide. So as usual, of course, if you put 4 people, it will be just nice, but with 5 people, it is still livable. There is more space than most vehicles. Okay, so for the aircon at the rear, it's still 2 zones. So this car has got 4 zone aircon controls, and so you can be quite comfortable on a long journey. You can personalize the temperature to what you like, and also, but the fan speed is only 1, so you can adjust the temperature for yourself. And at the back, there's also another aircon vent on the pillar, which is good. And of course, we have the 4, oh my God, handles. And if you like to read in private, there is also a reading light for the rear passenger. And on top of that, again, you see the tweeters here, so there must be a lot of speakers on this car. We're not going into that, but you can look at it in the showroom if you want. And there's a little privacy blind here for you. Actually, it's because you don't want prying eyes to look inside the car. And the ambient light here also is present and is also available in the front. Not sure if they can change the color. I suppose when we get the car for evaluation, we can look into more detail. But for the time being, that's it about the car. I think it's pretty nice. And so guys, that's our very quick walk around for the all-new Volkswagen Touareg R line. And the selling price, only 469,990 ringgit. That comes with 5 years unlimited mileage warranty, 5 years of service, and 5 years of roadside assurance. And bookings are open now. You can go to shop.yscongdriving.com or send me a WhatsApp 016 335 0609. Thanks for watching and bye-bye.